out of English for at least an hour? Yeah. Okay, so we are Teen Pep, and today we'll be talking about teen dating violence and sexual assault. I know some of you guys are freshmen, so we're just going to introduce ourselves really quickly. My name is Zaina.
I'm Willie.
I'm Sarah.
Sophie. Ruthie. Laura. Amy.
I'm Damian.
PEP stands for Peers Educating Peers, and like I mentioned, today we're going to be talking about some difficult topics, teen dating violence and sexual assault. You guys may remember us from the anti-bullying, where we talked about bullying and emotional abuse and cyber abuse, and we put on some role plays. And today it'll be basically the same, but with these two topics. We want you guys to answer questions. We'll be putting on role plays, and we want it to be as interactive as possible. And then I want you guys all to know that if you ever have a problem, you can come talk to one of us. We have taken an oath to confidentiality, so anything you say, we will not tell anybody unless it harms you, in which case we would contact an adult, such as a counselor, parent, teacher, somebody who could help you. And anything said in this room, I want to stay in this room, because if somebody's in here, that means they trust all of you, and if they want to share their problem with you, I don't want to hear about it next hour. So first we have the definition for teen dating violence. I want you guys to just read it and let me know which keywords stick out. There's both. There's the one on the screen and this one. So what makes this definition important? What makes it stand out?
Pattern.
Pattern. Good. Why?
Because everything
Susie?
I like how it says threatened as well, so it doesn't have to just actually occur if you're threatened.
And does it? Yes.
Teenage and adolescent, because they're like somewhere within the age group. Double digits.
Josephine?
Abuse. There are many forms of abuse. There are verbal, emotional, sexual abuse.
And why is that important?
Because it's important because, it's violence. Especially in our age where it's dating violence that takes place. And it's important that we as teenagers know the different types of violence.
So she said we need to understand what the different types are.
Not everybody realizes that this can include other types of violence. There's not just verbal or emotional, but there's always sexual, digital, which is cyberbullying, which plays hand in hand with cyberbullying, which we talked about before. And there's just many different patterns, and it's important for us to know because it's happening to people our age. And so statistics. The numbers are really high. It's 1 in 3. Did you count?
I did, I have 31.
Okay, 31, so 1 in 3. So at least 10 people in here can be victims at some point of teen dating violence, and that's a really high number. Because if you look around the room, there really aren't that many of us in here, and it's just a scary statistic. And now we have our first role play.
And this role play will be at my house. Watch my house. Did you hear Zane's new album?
It's so good. So amazing.
Did you see the cover art?
Oh yeah, that's even better. It has like the whole thing.
I have a picture of it.
Oh my gosh, let's see.
It's almost 4 o'clock. You guys gotta go once Angel comes.
Why?
Because you already know how Angel feels about me hanging around other women.
We're your friends. Yeah, we're not doing anything.
But Angel's the type of person to get mad of me hanging around you guys at the house.
Bye, thank you so much for bringing me home.
Feel free to text me. they were just leaving.
No, yeah, they need to get out right now. Why are they here? Yeah, you better go. Why? You can go too.
I never said I was leaving.
Yes you are, honey. He's my boyfriend. I'm the only one supposed to be here, so you can leave.
We're his friends. You treat him like crap, but we're there to support him when you're not.
No I don't. He's my boyfriend. He wouldn't be with me if I treat him like crap, so I'm gonna need you to leave
You
because,
just here with Louie though.
I'm sorry that you don't have a car. I needed a ride home from work, so you can leave.
Alright, fine. I'll see you tomorrow.
No, you won't.
What happened in this role play?
Viviana was hanging out with Zayna and Ruthie as friends. Andrew got jealous and didn't want there to be other women in the house, and it was obvious that it's happened before without Davion knew that something was gonna go wrong when Angel got home. So
Anything else?
it's obviously she's controlling over him.
So who's the victim in the situation? How do you think he feels about that?
Joseph.
Well, from what I have observed, Davion is a victim in the situation, and obviously he's feeling lonely and depressed and not loved by his girlfriend.
Anything else?
I think some of the views there was you pointed out oh, she got to hang out with one of her friends and we brought her home and she's like, oh, well, you don't have a car. So she downs you to push the question.
All right, so from what you guys have been saying, you guys are really pinpointing some really good points. From what you guys are gathering, what are some red flags that occurred throughout this role play?
It was when Angel got in the same place where Zayna was, and she started giving her that bad attitude and giving her that trash talk. They're like, no. So I think that was a red flag right there.
So you said one put downs is a huge red flag. Perfect.
Curry.
The fact that it was a normal occurrence because he was oh, angels and this.
So yeah, relates to the pattern.
So what did Angel do? So what did me and Zayna do in the end?
You loved Zayna Church.
So we both left. So what is Angel doing? What's she doing today beyond by having us
And then another question about me and Ruthie. Do you think we were helping him? I mean, Ruthie got up and left, and we knew that there was something wrong. So what could have been different, or what did we do as his friends? Or what should we have done?
At first I saw that you guys kind of started trying to stay, even though she left right away, and you kind of tried to fight back at her and say, you shouldn't be like that. And I think it would have been better if you guys would both stayed and both gave your reasons why you should stay.
Do you think that she made it worse by fighting with Angel?
She could have.
Well, Angel might have gotten angry at you for standing up to her and then in turn taking it out on Davion.
Do you think this happens?
Should it? What do you guys see more common? The girl being the abuser or the guy being the abuser? Okay, why is that?
I think that nobody would really help with his girlfriend was or another people. It basically just goes back to people who make fun of their family and he thinks it's never cool to go and get help if his girlfriend does.
So it might lower his manliness if another girl's controlling him.
Why do you think Davion stayed in the relationship even though I was treating him that way? Because like you said, it's obvious that he knew I was going to react that way.
Because he was just scared that, I think he was scared of the fact that you were gonna get mad at him when you had friends over, so he's just scared of the fact like what you're gonna react to once you do, or once he tries to leave.
It's also probably ignorant of what their relationship is.
Yeah, on average, a domestic abuser will go back, their victim will go back to their abuser 7 times before they realize it's on.
That's on average. It could be more times for them to go back to even think about something bad in their relationship.
Josephine, did you have a comment?
Also, I'd like to add, sometimes it's also the individual, but then also there's support group, like the family at home. Because, it's people like Davion who usually stay in abusive relationship, they are open. And so they don't really have anyone to go back and actually, maybe express their grief or express their burden to the family at home. So I can say they might be trouble. So
Why do you think that people who are victims don't really have that many friends?
Just more mentally isolated than their partner, and just already taken away from their.
Yeah, because if your friend, you keep telling them, don't go back to that person, don't go back to that person, and they keep going back, how do you feel? You're like, oh, they're not listening to me. Why should I be there for them? They're not listening to me.
And now we have a second role play for you guys. We're going to compare it to the first one we did.
So Sophie and I are in a relationship, and I'm gonna go to the movies with Laura. Watch what happens. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow at school. I'm gonna go to the movies with Laura. Okay, have fun. Thank you. Hi! How you doing? Oh my God, how amazing!
Girl, I haven't seen you in forever. I'm so excited that we get to see this
I
movie
do.
together. Guess what it is? Guess what it is?
What?
No, I think the good ones, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh my God.
Right now, though, they're doing the commercials. You know how they are. So, like, why don't we take some selfies? Yes! Yes! Happy dog filter? Happy dog filter. Okay, oh my God, you're starting.
An hour later.
Oh my God, that was so good. The Beast is so amazing. We need to do something. You want to go tomorrow? Yes, let's go. It was so good to see you. Thanks, Bill.
I'll see you at school tomorrow.
Bye, love you.
Love you.
I gotta send this to Sophie.
The next day,
Hey! How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Well, yesterday someone sent me a picture of you and Laura, and you guys were all like touchy, and just kind of made me feel uncomfortable.
Oh, well, we're just friends, and I told you that we were going to that.
I know, but you have so many like. I understand that you have like a bunch of friends that are girls, and I don't care, but you're like really huggy, and it makes me feel kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, why don't we all go to the mall together tomorrow? I'm going to the mall with her tomorrow, so why don't you just come along?
That'll make me feel better.
And see. So what happened here? So was it unhealthy or healthy?
Healthy.
How is it different from the first one? From you?
She is more understanding about the situation, but at the same time, like instead of the last scene where Angel was all like mad about it and wouldn't even let Davion hang out with other girls, Sophie was more of like, wasn't really careless, but at the same time, she was more understanding of that you're gonna have friends that are girls too, and it's okay, and she's accepting of it.
Yeah, because no relationship is perfect. You're always gonna have fights and stuff like that, but it's just how you deal with them. So on that instance, last time we talked about red flags. What are some green flags that you see in this relationship?
And instead of like, hiding the way she feels and lashing out to you, like she expressed her feelings and wanted to know what you wanted to do about that.
Yeah.
You actually told Sophie that you were going to the movies with another girlfriend of yours as well. Angel had no clue, and Davion kind of tried hiding it from her.
Okay.
It was back and forth communication instead of one person telling the other person what to do or being aggressive.
Yeah.
Do you have something to say? Yeah.
They kind of, she gave me freedom, like freedom, and like, I'm gonna go hang out with this person. It's like, oh, yeah.
Sophie, how was your thing when they met? Even though she already saw the picture and she might have been angry.
Yeah, it was still. Have you guys ever heard the expression, where's the, what? Oh, Arthur, did you have something to say? Have you guys ever, oh, Josephine, go ahead.
What's really stood out to me watching the scene is that when Sophie had a different approach, she was not understanding what God said, but then Ruthie on the other side, you know, you were inclusive for it to come through, and like someone said, communication is very important. Thank you.
In this situation, was it good that I, instead of assuming that she's like cheating on me, that I just talked to her about it instead of assuming that she was doing other things behind my back?
But which one do you see more often, the first one or the second one? Should it be that way?
No.
Why does it happen more often?
Because people are overly protective of their significant other, and so like when another person either like is hanging out with them like a lot, and they get overprotective, they want to protect what's theirs.
And also, people sometimes like hide their feelings until like it just becomes too much, and then they outburst.
Yeah, like that.
So, yeah.
Does anybody have anything to add? Arthur?
Okay, so I see that y'all second act, it seemed to be more relatable because in the first act, I don't think that somebody would react like that, like you all get away or you know all that stuff that just happened in the first act. In the second act, I think that would be something that would be more real life experience because I see that happen all the time. So.
The sad part is it actually, yeah, that is, it goes through all the time.
It's good that you don't see that though. That is very good that you don't see that. But it does happen. You're right.
I also think that it happens more often because people don't really know how you said, you don't really realize it's a bad relationship until it's too late or, you know, it's been so many times. And also the fact that, you know, it's, especially if it's your teenage years, you don't really know.
Because you're kind of
experience, you want to have adventure and you don't know how to like take caution.
Because you're kind of like blinded by love, right?
People in a relationship tend to like repeat the past. So if it happened to them in the past where they had an abusive relationship before, then like they would repeat what happened to them, and like it kind of, because they would be harmed. So they
Kind of like a cycle. The first scene with Angel and Davion, how she was, do you guys think that there was fear in that relationship? From which side? Do you think from the victim, which was Davion, or from the abuser, which was Angel?
I think it was with both, yeah, both. Because Angel was afraid that Davion was going to cheat on her, and Davion was afraid of disappointing.
Is that fear or insecurity? I think there's a difference, right? And should you be afraid of your partner? And being insecure is a natural human emotion from time to time. We all get insecure. But should you be afraid of your partner?
No.
Never.
Do you think that even if she was afraid of him cheating on her, it still gave her the right to treat him how she did?
You know, she should be able to communicate her feelings better than like yelling at him and telling him what to do.
And now we're going to do our third skip, the teen dating violence. We think that this one happens pretty often, so.
Zaina's house right now working on a biology project, and so watch it. Okay, guys, so for the DNA model, I think we should use pipe cleaners for the, to like demonstrate the double helix, maybe different colors. What do you think?
Or maybe some like popsicle sticks, marshmallows. You know, I saw people doing that.
Yeah,
We can do like different like sizes too. You know, bowling's really ruining our life this semester, especially mine. Just unbelievable. Oh, I got a message. Who's it from? It's from this boy that I'm talking to. I wonder what he wants.
Oh.
He's cute. I mean, I wish he was taller, but he's okay.
What do you do? I'm sorry. What do you say?
Oh my God, show me. What is it?
I don't know.
What is it?
Oh my God, you should totally send me that.
Oh my gosh, Zaina, delete that off your phone right now.
It's not a bad picture.
Yes, you should totally send it to me. I won't send it to anybody else.
Okay, first of all, if you keep that picture on your phone or you send another one or even send it to Angel, you could be classified as a sex offender, and this is pornography.
No one will ever know.
Do you think he wants one back?
I mean, obviously.
Do not send them back.
I really don't know what to do. Alright, what happened? What happened?
Zaina got a picture. An inappropriate picture.
Yeah.
So who was the victim in this situation? Zaina. And do you think she would still be the victim if she sent one back?
Yes.
No. Why? Getting different answers. Okay, raise your hands if you think no, she wouldn't be the victim anymore. Okay, someone has their hand raised. Why?
Because she's partaking in that activity.
She's partaking in activity. Okay, so if you think she would still be the victim, raise your hands. Why?
Because like she can still be a victim, like you could like send a picture to someone else. It should be like with like different context, like it'd be for a different reason because she sent the picture instead of just Angel peer pressuring her.
Okay, so if she sent the photo out of, or if she sent the photo that she received out, who would be the victim then? They're getting their pictures distributed. Do you guys know that child pornography and getting labeled as a sex offender, it's a really serious thing and it's against the law to send a picture if you're under 18. And many people don't know that even if you're in your bathing suit, you're supposed to be on a beach taking a picture. So if you put a bathing suit on and take a picture in the mirror, that's illegal. You're not supposed to do that. How many of you knew that it was not okay to do that? Not a lot of people know that. You know, I didn't know that until we started doing Teen PEC, that you couldn't take a picture of you in your bathing suit in the mirror, but it's only legal to take one on the beach. So there's a lot at stake here if you want to take that picture. You need to be really careful about what you put around on the internet.
I have a question. So now that you said that, so like, you know, when there's like pool parties and like hotels and stuff, so like the girls like take a picture in the mirror, is that considered like posting your own pornography or whatever?
Yes, technically. Yep. So if it is the equivalent of a bathing suit or underwear, right? Because bathing suit and underwear pretty much cover the same thing.
Yeah.
Then that's child pornography. Think about why these laws were created. If you had a 6 or 7 year old child and they were being photographed in their underwear, would you consider that child pornography? Yes. But now you think it's a little grayer when it's a 15 or 16 year old in a bathing suit inside a house, right? But the law doesn't see it differently. So if you're on the beach, that's different. But when those people are in hotel rooms and stuff, tell them better take it out to the pool. Otherwise, it looks kind of shady, suspect.
So, why do you guys think that a guy would send a picture to a girl with like with no warning? Just send it.
He probably expected the picture back.
Expected a picture back. What else?
He probably likes her. He's confident, so.
He's confident, and it could also be the opposite of that, couldn't they? They could be insecure about. Maybe they want approval from the person that
right? The whole conversation is yes, you gotta have it.
Do you guys think this happens a lot? All right, and show of hands if you think that guys send pictures first or more frequently.
You gotta raise them high.
To the girl.
Raise them high.
Who thinks it's the other way around, where the girl is the first one sending the picture? There's at least 10 hands who like didn't go up at all. So can somebody tell me why, or if they think it's both?
I kind of think it would be the girl sitting on picture because the guy probably might ask or like put pressure in doing so first. And then he would probably screenshot it or something, send it to his friends just to like brag about it.
Right, so do you think girls' pictures are distributed more than guys or guys more than girls? You were gonna say something?
I think it's kind of, it could go either way because, I mean, a lot of girls probably take, maybe not like of everything, but I don't know, like you can take a high shot, like, I don't know, you might just accidentally get cleavage in there, I don't know. But, so I mean, it could be either way, even if it's not like everything.
Miss Joseph?
Maybe the man is more likely to ask for the picture, so that makes the girl the one that's giving it first. But I think that, I don't think that a girl might ask for it first. I don't think that's common. Sure. But I think the guy would be more common to just give it outright.
All right, and now we're gonna go into our second topic, which is sexual assault. And again, I would like you guys to read this definition and tell me which keywords stand out. All right, well, I have a question for you guys then. How many of you, before reading the definition, knew that sexual assault included more than just rape? So in the definition, it says that it includes like 4 or 5 things. Can anybody tell me what they are?
Like all of them?
Just list 1 or 2 and tell me what you think that means.
Shallow molestation.
Okay. And that goes hand in hand with the pictures, because there's child molestation and there's also statutory rape, where, I mean, if there's a 15-year-old and a 20-year-old in a relationship, that guy or girl could potentially be going to jail because that is against the law. Anything else?
Incest, which is basically people who are related going through like sexual contact with, like, it's usually people who always do it.
So like incest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Touching each other when someone's like telling you to not touch them in inappropriate ways.
Yeah, and that goes along with the phrase that we'll talk about a little later, which is no means no. So sexual assault can include somebody touching you in an inappropriate area, rape, incest. There's forcible, which is coercion. We'll also talk about that later. And basically statutory rape, child molestation. And now we have some statistics. So it's 1 in 5 and 1 in 71 men. And those are only the numbers that have been reported. And we know that sexual assault is the least reported crime in America. Can anybody tell me why a lot of people won't go and tell the police that they were assaulted or raped?
Because like they just kind of feel like, I guess, dirty in a sense, because like especially if it's like maybe their first time, it happened to them and they don't feel comfortable talking about it. It's such a
very uncomfortable to talk about.
And also like for like the male, I saw how it was like such a difference, and there's probably a lot more that goes on because the male made me feel like, oh, like you're not gonna be so family if they find out.
That's cute.
Did everybody hear what she said? Okay.
And then, yes.
One might be, I've heard a lot, is that either like the police or people could, like just people talking, could be like, oh, she's totally asking for it. She was wearing like a skirt, or
showing follow filter or something.
So they could be confused as to whether or not it was actually sexual assault.
The other thing I want you to think about, she said no means no, and that's totally true, 100%. But anything short of yes is also no, okay?
And then going back to what I said, rape is the most underreported crime. 63% of sexual assault is not reported, and that is such a huge number, not only for women. That number for women's sexual assault could be greater than 1 in 5. It could be 2 in 5. It just, some people are scared, and unfortunately we live in a society where there is victim blaming, and there is, you know, manipulation, and people trying to convince them not to go to the police. And oftentimes you know your abuser, which is something that is really big and really important.
85% of the time. 85% of the time when a rape is committed, it's by someone the person knows.
And now we have our first role play for sexual assault.
Okay, so we're at Angel and Laura's party. Watch what happens.
Oh my god, this party. Okay, whoa, honey. Oh my lord. Ruby. Wait, she goes so much. Just take her to my bedroom. We're just trying to. Come on, we're staying up. You can stay up here. Swear. Okay.
The party just got here.
Should I shoot my shot?
Yeah. Gotcha. Got a condom? Woo! Party night.
I don't know, do you really think it's any of our business? Oh wow. Scene. The first thing I want to ask is, did everybody understand and see what happened? I know that role play has a lot of different components and yes.
So what happened? Can somebody tell what happened?
Ruthie was drunk, and so Sophie went to go put her in a room so that she could like calm down, and they got a condom so that he could have sex with her when she wasn't fully aware of it.
Well, not only sex, one of them mentioned that it was rape. And we stopped it there because, you know, but he did rape her at the end, just to point that out. So, who am I in the situation? So, was there anything I did that was it her fault?
Are you sure it's not her fault? I mean, she did get drunk.
Does anybody think that it's in part my fault? Why?
Well, you should have been aware of how much drinking was drinking because you should have known it's common sense not to drink a lot because you're going to get a little doozy.
When you look at something, yeah, underage drinking is a very big problem, but even if I was drunk, does it give him the right to rape me?
Well, no.
No. So which is a bigger crime, rape or underage drinking? Rape.
So who were me and Davion in this situation? The abuser, right. Perpetrator.
What about me and Willie? What did we do? Do you think we were at fault also for this happening?
Yes, you noticed it. You said that.
Another thing I think, just because that's such a good observation too, when we talk about this and you remember how many people are affected by this, you don't ever know who those people are in a room. And so even though we can say, look, that could be 10 people in this room, they're not wearing signs around their neck telling you that. And they're not going to come forward and tell you that. So by you laughing at that, it's very, very hurtful to people who have gone through it. You need to take it seriously. Just out of respect for each other. Because this is not something people advertise, that they've been a victim of this, right? For all the reasons we talked about. Good.
Yeah, one thing I just wanted to point out was a lot of the times when something like this happens, who do the people look at first to try and find their mistakes?
The victim.
The victim. Should it be like that? Who should we be looking at? But is it like that?
right, so we're gonna do another one of this. I want you guys to pay attention to what's the difference, what changed.
Oh my God!
Stop.
Whoa, okay.
Excuse me.
Come on. Oh my gosh. Just take her to my bedroom. Can she go somewhere? Whatever. Bye. You're gonna stay up here.
Did you just see that?
I see.
Oh my God. The party just got here.
Can I shoot my shot?
Yes, you should. I got you. Oh, sorry. Woo! Nice party.
Do you think we should do something?
You go distract her and I'll be there.
Okay, perfect. That works. Hey guys! Hey! More drinks?
Yeah, let's go! Let's bring it up! Woo!
Scene.
Oh, great. So, what was different in both of these role plays?
The bystanders actually took action and prevented the abuser from continuing what he was going to do to
Great.
Which one do you see more often, or second?
Why do you think that happens?
Since it's something that, I mean, sadly, people are like a little bit more, I mean, I don't want to say accepting, but it's just something that's so around us when it comes to like things that we see online
Like
or commercials, or you just kind of see a lot. And when you're a teenager, it's kind of like being cool or like going along with what people are like influencing you to do.
Or like a bandwagon?
Like for example, yeah, when Sarah told him, hey, like she gave him the kind of encouraged him to do so, and it was just, it's something that you see more common because, I don't know, it's just how teenagers are just,
Like, kind of like they don't really care about anyone but themselves a little bit? Like, they not really care, but like, if you're at a party, you're kind of only worried about yourself, right?
Well, since people are at a party, there's more than likely people you know there, people you're going to be cool with, so even if they're trying to stop it, it's likely if someone even does go to jail that other people can find out about it, and you're probably going to be labeled as not cool, you'll probably stop hanging with you, you'll probably get bullied yourself.
And then also, like Zayma said in the first part where it was like, oh, that's not our business. Like that's kind of like showing how people like may just want to like kind of like turn away and not like realize it's actually happening.
Like not my problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the fact that they like say it's not their business, they might be afraid of, you know, if something does happen or if they don't get to prevent it fast enough, they might be like scared of like being blamed for it also happening and or like, you know, just having a part of it, I guess.
Was it right that I left her alone in that room and just left and went back to the party? Who do you think's at fault in this entire scene? Everyone except me? Raise your hands if you think it's everyone except for me.
How many of you think it's Sophie's fault? What kind of a friend leaves their friend alone and unattended like that drunk? Go ahead, tell us.
Raise your
Put your hand up high. This is not, no one's judging. Okay. Now raise your hand if you think that it is Ruthie's fault, because she got that drunk. You should know better than to get that drunk and be in public.
Can you raise your hand? You can raise your hand. Raise your hand.
Yeah, it's okay.
How about the person that gave Davion the condom and said, I can't remember if you're playing male or not.
Oh, I'm a girl.
Okay. Okay, and now how many of you think it's Davion's fault?
One of the bigger things that we try to emphasize here at Teen Pep is that it's never the victim's fault. So blaming on Ruthie, yes, she did get drunk, but that gave no reason for Davion to go up there and rape her. He had no reason to do that. If you remember in the sexual assault definition, it said impairment, right? If you're too drunk, you're legally not able to consent. So if you can't consent,
I think you did that one. Did you do the car one too?
Yeah. If you can't consent, then it's not consensual, it's rape.
And so you can blame her for getting drunk, that's her fault. But it is not her fault she got raped. Those are two very separate things. And so when we ask, whose fault is this rape? Nobody should be saying anything but the rapist. That's the only person you should look at for committing a rape.
And show of hands, who thinks that if we just took the time to be there for everybody, even if we weren't friends, just to support them and be there if they need them, that the world would be a better place and things like this wouldn't happen?
Make a big difference.
So I'm just curious, what are we asking them, you guys?
To be cared.
To be what?
To be cared.
To be cared. To think about others and to treat others as we want somebody to take care of us, right?
Hold the roll.
Yeah.
So, I'm Sophie and I'm in a relationship with Sam. He's my boyfriend in this. So he's coming over. Just watch what happens. Oh,
Hey, babe, what's up?
Hi.
Missed you. Okay. So, I noticed your mom's car's not in the driveway. She home?
No, she had to go run a few errands.
Oh. So that means we have a couple hours to ourselves, huh?
Yeah, I guess if you put it that way.
All right, well, look, I've been meaning to talk to you. You know I love you, right? And you love me, right?
Yeah.
And we're getting closer every day. So, I think we should do it.
What? No, I'm not ready for that.
What? Why? I do all these things for you. I take you out to dinner. We have matching bracelets. I buy you flowers, matching bracelets. Why can't you do this one thing for me?
I appreciate everything that you do, but I'm not ready for that. I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Do you love me?
I do, but I don't love you enough to do it in that way.
You can't just show love with words. I'm gonna go find somebody else who loves me and will actually prove it.
No, I'm so sorry. We can do it. Sing.
So what happened in this role play?
She was coerced.
Coerced.
What do you think that falls under?
Verbal assault.
Does somebody want to read the, what does this say?
This falls under coercion. I coerced her to have sex with me. How was I able to do that?
What does that word mean though? I just want to make sure everybody knows what that word means.
So trick somebody into doing something that they wouldn't know.
That they would not normally do. Trick or pressure someone. Good. Because I know not everybody knows what that word means.
How do you do it?
Manipulation. What did I use to try to get her to do it?
What?
Bracelets or previous things which you've given her. Like go on to you.
Guilt tripping?
You threatened to leave her and not love her anymore.
Threatened to leave her. And when somebody's in a relationship, it's like, as we said before, what is it, blind love?
Yeah, you're blinded by love.
So they're not going to really think about the bad things that might happen. She didn't want me to leave her, so she was trying to do whatever she could do to make me stay.
How do you think I felt during that situation?
You're a little bit like pressured and uncomfortable, but it was kind of like you wanted to keep him because you didn't want to lose him, because I mean everybody who's in a relationship, that's, you know, people usually don't tend to just date and then just move on to somebody else. But he was saying that they were going to go to someone else who were going to give them more than you've given them, and you just wanted to keep them.
So what were all the red flags in this situation? Yeah.
Sam said, don't you love me?
Don't you?
love as a way to coerce her?
Has that whole entire attitude changed when she said no? You went from being loving and caring to being frustrated and angry.
Attitude change.
She said no, and then he asked again.
Yeah, I like that.
Because what does no mean?
No.
So what should have happened? What should Sophie do when I got all mad after she said no? So is it Sophie's fault?
It's his fault for pressuring her and he should have respected that.
So I should have respected her and just stopped after she said no. Right. Power versus control. So what's the difference? The difference here.
Control, you have power over something. Power is just authority, not necessarily over something.
Use your power to keep control over somebody?
So is that being controlling?
I think he means like power, like authority. I read something about it where the power versus control would be power is authority. Like Miss Berman has power over the school and people look up to her and they follow her because she's our principal. But control is using that power and using it in a negative way and forcing somebody to do what you want because they're afraid of you and they're forcing you into doing something. Not that students are always.
So another way of looking at this, as a principal, I have power in the sense that I have to run the building and keep things orderly. The control part is I make you watch my dog every day because, well, I'm the principal and I don't pay you. I'm being facetious, right?
Okay. So who had power? Sophie? Sam. So have you guys ever heard the expression, who wears the pants in the relationship? Do you think it should be that way?
That should not be a thing. It should be equal.
And then if we want to talk about how to overall get yourself out of a relationship or a negative situation safely, what are some ideas or ways that we can do that?
How can you get out?
Diffuse it.
What?
Diffuse the situation.
How so? What do you mean?
How can you do that?
I want to say, I would use a different word other than procrastinate. Change the subject. Like, say, okay, fine, but not today.
So distracting?
Well, what we mean is like breaking up with interviews, or not.
How would you do that?
Yeah.
You're not saying to use avoidance, right?
I think you were meaning like in the role play how to stop it by like distracting her and saying like to do something else. But we're talking about like breaking up, like if they were in a relationship, like how to break up. What's a safe way to?
Good.
Yeah. Face to face in a public place. If you're gonna break up with somebody, you should go to a public place like the mall or the zoo, I don't know, and talk to them there. So in case anything happens, you're surrounded by people, not a group of people surrounding you, but like if anything happens, there's people around you to see it, to like look at what had happened.
Who can you tell in a situation when you're going to break up with them, but you want people to know that, like where you're at all times, so that they know that you're not just sick when you skip school?
Like your parents and like family and friends, basically.
Yeah, so one really, really good person to tell is your first hour teacher. Because if you don't come to school, what do your teachers assume?
You're sick or you're addicted.
Right, but if you tell them, I just got out of a relationship with a really abusive person, what are they going to jump to right away? So it's going to be easier to get you help if you are in a situation like that.
What do you do if your parents are the ones that tell you, they forbid you to be in the relationship because they don't like the abuser? I think that probably happens quite often where friends or family will say, that person is not good for you, you need to stay away from them, but you go back anyway. Who do you tell then? Do you still? Good. But do you think some people would be afraid to tell the parents that they went back with the person?
Yeah.
Who could you tell in that case? Best friend, teacher, Miss Berman, counselor, another trusted adult.
Yeah, and then what does if you're in a relationship, what does your partner know about you?
That you're afraid of.
Like, what do they know? Like,
Practically everything.
Like where you live,
Schedule on a daily basis.
If you go to work, where you work, what time your shift is.
So how do you change that? So how do you make it so that they won't know where you are?
Limit what you say to them.
No, not before, after. After you're broken up.
Lock them on everything.
You could stay with another trusted family member for a while, or like, you know.
You could do that, though what we're trying to get at is changing your routine. So if you work on Tuesdays, work on Wednesdays.
In school, see if you can switch your classes around.
But that's a good, she's onto a good thing.
Yeah, that
So
is-
it's not to be alone, and that's where check-ins maybe come in. Can you guys give an example of how to do a check-in?
For example, if you're going home from work, text somebody that, like a close friend or something, that I'm on my way home from work. That could be like daily, like hourly check-ins.
And
you know.
say, like, I got home safely. So that way they know. Arthur?
And then, also, like, things happen, get a restraining order.
Yes.
Yes. But don't a lot of people say, oh, that's just a piece of paper.
I mean, he gonna get arrested. He said all he's going.
Yeah, that's good, because it is a really good way to keep yourself. Josephine, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, with work being informed or other fellow colleagues or people who work with you.
Your boss or?
Yeah, your boss.
Yep, co-workers.
And so like if a person tries to, person tries McDonald's, working at McDonald's, you can also tell people, this is a picture of the guy I work on, and you see them call police.
Absolutely. Schools actually will do that too. So if the person, the offender is at another school, they might post the picture to say this person's not allowed on our premises. Very good idea.
So the last one.
Wait, one thing I want to say, because you were saying no means no, I just want to like reinforce that only yes means yes. Not okay, not yes. Yes means yes, and only yes means yes.
And then at TEC, our motto is